absolutism. Like absolutism is a big deal these days, and I just hate absolutism. I've always been more interested in nuance. And then, I ask myself questions like, I grew up primarily Republican. Well, not primarily. I grew up fully Republican, hardcore at one point. And I asked myself, like, when I'm back then, on a scale from 1 to 10, how much of a diehard Republican was I compared to the other side? You know, was I at 8? Was I a 7? And today, am I a 4? Am I a 6? Like, I'm more interested in that than just, like, all in on Donald Trump and all against, you know, the bad blue people. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, well, the thing with the labeling and the boxing people, it's just because I guess it just helps our brains, you know, to deal with them. Because when you categorize someone, it's easier for your brain to place the arguments, right, and to fight those arguments.
It is, but it also, for somebody like me that values individualism and artists in general, and I'm an artist, we don't appreciate being put in boxes. We don't appreciate people making assumptions of us like that. Like, it's way more complex than that. Most people are way more complex than that. So I just don't understand. I don't treat people that way, so I don't understand why people treat me that way. Especially in Clubhouse, it's fucking ridiculous.
Because it's a thing, you know. I don't take it personal.
I don't take it personally. I'm not taking it personally. It's just, it's difficult to be heard when people want to hear what they want to hear, you know? It's tough. Like yesterday, I was being completely logical about what I think, and to me, it makes absolutely no sense to like just be all in on Donald Trump being incredible based on a month. Like for me, I'm like, let's see. I get he's doing a lot. A lot of these things will be overridden. These are executive actions. He's not even working with Congress to get anything permanently put in place. So like, I see it. I like the fact that he's doing what he said he would do. I think anybody that does that, I appreciate that. Then again, when it comes to making, solving prices for the middle class, he's not doing what he said he'd do at all. He hasn't even touched it. And I didn't expect him to, but a lot of people wanted him to. That's why they hired him. So that's something he's not doing. If we're going to call out all the stuff he is doing. Yeah, attacking prices in general. He's not doing it at all. He warned us to buckle in because they're going to go up.
Yeah, tariffs.
Like that, people wanted them to go down.
No, that's not true. But you can.
Tariffs are not going to lower prices.
Republican and free market person, you can know which Donald Trump is a free market person. You cannot go for fixed prices.
Listen, but the reason he won
against free market.
He said the reason he won. Largely is this time is because independents swung his way, and their number one demand was lowering prices.
Yeah,
and that's the one thing he's not doing. He's not doing it at all.
Orders about related to energy and tariffs and stuff, the prices are going to come down. What he is not allowed to do, or he cannot do because that would be stupid, is just manipulating the prices. You cannot just order people to lower prices. That's a crazy thing to do. You would completely annihilate the market if you do that.
The tariffs are manipulation. What are you talking about? He's manipulating all kinds of things.
But tariffs are a negotiation tool. The ultimate goal of the tariffs is not the tariff itself, is the investment in the country.
That's why it needs more than a month for it to pan out.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. It remains to be seen whether or not he'll succeed in lowering prices.
Yeah, right now it's all just.
We can all agree on that.
Exactly. That's why I'm not just going to sing his praises in verse 40.
When energy starts getting produced more, then the prices of energy will go low, and therefore people will be able to be more competitive in the market. So yeah, but price fixing is terrible for free market. You can't do that. That's a communist idea.
It's also a Democrat circa 2024 idea, but yeah.
Yeah, communist.
I don't think they were being serious. I just think that they had no other response for the problem of inflation, so they just blamed the greedy corporations and promised price controls that they never would have done had they won the election, because everyone knows price controls only fuck shit up.
Well,
exactly.
Yeah, A, everyone knows that, and B, as much as a Democratic politician might want to say that, any of the advisors he's able to actually put in charge of those things knows it to be true.
Yeah, it's true.
Unless it's Bernie Sanders, he might actually go for price control.
Yeah, no, he's a true believer. He thinks it's all just
bullshit
nonsense.
He's a clear communist.
He thinks that the numbers don't matter, the dollars don't matter, it's all just paper, everyone should work, be happy, like Marx taught us all.
Yeah, but price fixing is isn't the same. I mean, like it's just as bad or probably even worse than minimum wages, for example. Minimum wages is also a thing that increases prices, because when you increase minimum wages, you're forcing the corporations to pay more when they don't have money to pay more, and they need to increase prices. Like all of these market interventions is what needs to go for the market to be able to feel competitive again. And that is what lowers prices. But that's not going to happen in 2 weeks.
Yeah, but if energy prices could go down quickly, it would be very good for the economy and for national security. It would be good for Ukraine, it would be good for Israel, it would be good for America, it would be good for Europe.
For everyone.
Everyone except Russia and Iran, yeah.
Even before Trump got into office, Europe was already talking about buying energy from the U.S. I mean, as soon as well, and the executive order was already about eliminating all the bans for drilling. This is the drill baby drill that he was talking about, right? I mean, like once you liberate all the energy in the U.S. and you start becoming energy positive, you can sell the energy, and that will also lower the prices. And this is part of what he wants to do also in terms of tariffs, by implementing tariffs to the European Union, so that European Union, again, the tariff is not the ultimate goal. The goal is to influence the purchasing dynamics of other countries towards the US and the investment, so that they would invest in exchange of not having tariffs or not having too high tariffs. But the tariff itself is not the goal. And no other country, well, I don't know if no other country, maybe a handful of countries in the world actually are able to make use of tariffs, negotiations, and pressure, because the US is one of the main markets in the world. So that's what gives them leverage in order to be able to pull this, let's say, bluff, Because if it was a country like mine, like Guatemala, we would be very stupid in trying to put tariffs to other countries. Like, nobody gives a shit about my country. But the US has got that power. And economically, I don't agree with tariffs. But as a tool of negotiation, I can understand what he's trying to do. Hello? Oh, I cannot bring Simon up. Can somebody please bring him up? Simon, now you have 4 profiles with the same photo. It's so difficult to know who it is.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Mike, what was your MOS?
It's the same as J.D. Vance, 4341 combat correspondent. I was a combat photojournalist, and I trained at DINFOS, which is Defense Information School, which is the same school he went to. Public relations / journalism / broadcasting is what we were trained in.
So you were private joker, essentially.
Yeah, exact same job. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, same job. But I served 92 to 2000, which was 12 months after the Gulf War and 12 months before 9/11. So I didn't have any combat. I spent my time in the public affairs office doing press releases for the news media. I was in Los Angeles working with Hollywood on the movies that they were filming that really corresponded to the Marine Corps.
Certainly like the most peaceful era.
Yeah, I was, and my job was incredibly awesome. There's only 300 of us in the Marine Corps, and I was on my own. Like, I could literally call up a unit and find out what they're up to. It sounds cool, and just tag along with them. And that was before the internet, so we were writing news stories on word processors and sending them back with the next flight, getting published.
That's funny.
They would go out to the U.S. papers and things. So, like, if you're doing a story about a Marine and you find out what his hometown is, you send a press release with the news story out to that paper or whatever. So it was published nationwide on a regular basis, and all kind. I served as official base spokesperson for many big things that occurred. So when I'd be quoted in the national news and all that stuff. So it was a great job. It was fun. I really enjoyed it.
It's a good time to serve right between those events.
It was fun, dude. I got nothing bad to say about it, man. I was in Japan just fucking living it up, flying out from Japan to Australia.
Okay, did you ever see Saved by the Bell?
Saved by the Bell?
Yes, have you ever seen that show?
I have seen that show, unfortunately, yes.
Okay. So, they didn't
When
address
I wake
the
up in the morning and alarm is...
Yeah, okay.
I think I grew up with it anyway, at my age.
All right, great. We all
Before Screech became a porn star? Before Screech became a porn star, I remember those.
The reason I brought up Saved by the Bell. It wasn't something we could just start singing. Okay. Kelly Perkowski, right? Her father, I remember this one episode where her father comes home and he is a military man. And he's wearing his full uniform and he says, bad news, honey. She says, what? He says, world peace. And she goes, that's not bad news. That's great. And he goes, no, I'm out of a job. Right? I just remember that. I remember that as a funny comedic intro to the idea that peace would mean that a decorated military man would be out of work, and that's actually bad and sad.
Hey, that's literally what happened.
No, I know, but what's funny is Mike is saying he's the guy that got to stay on base and do whatever while it was empty.
No, it wasn't empty. We were fully staffed. I mean, in fact, we had more Marines back then than we do now. It was different. I mean, there was plenty going on. It just was
pointless.
I don't know. It just wasn't war related, I guess. It wasn't combat related.
You didn't need for any of it.
I mean, you still have. I was always on air wings, so you still have constant training, right? All the air wings are training constantly. So there's a lot going on. I mean, some of the cool shit that I did, I escorted Will Smith to fly in an F-18 because he was filming Independence Day, and they were using our base in the movie, even though it wasn't our base. It was El Toro. They called it El Toro, but they didn't film it there. But I was public affairs for El Toro, so I was the guy that took him out on the flight line and got him in the F-18 flight ride and all that stuff.
And that was
and I did.
That was his big breakout. That's when he exploded.
Exactly, and I went and saw the movie at I was in Orange. I was in El Toro, which is in Orange County, California. Went and saw the movie at the Orange County Spectrum, which is this big old, beautiful, brand new movie theater at the time. And I couldn't believe how fucking hokey it was, because here I'm thinking, he wants to know what it's like to be a real Marine Corps pilot. And then I saw the way he acted in the movie and what the movie was about, and I was like, God, this is ridiculous.
And the thing is, his role, if you think about the logic of that movie, it's not like a primary role. He's just a pilot. He really boosts up the part.
Right, but he got to go on a backseat flight in one of our two-seaters just because he was going to do it. But it just cracked me up. I also did movies for.
The flight fights in Independence Day were better than the modern Top Gun. The modern Top Gun, by the way, was really dumb. The hoops they went through to justify
Yeah, that was all Tom Cruise, like, vanity project.
I know,
You
it was like Tom Cruise begging to the world, guys, please, I still want to be a cool pilot and need to do it.
No, and he put the other pilots, he also put the other pilots through pilot training, like real pilot training. Like, the Navy did a lot for them. The Navy taught them to fly those airplanes.
No, I get that.
All of
Just
the
the
airplanes
actors,
were
like,
regular airplanes.
He made it all legit, you know, but, I don't know, I felt like it was a giant vanity project.
Right?
No, it's a vanity project because, like, the beauty and the artistry of, like, Top Gun is the need, right? The narrative, the conflict. Oh, we need this guy up in this crazy machine that's
Exactly.
through
Like,
the air.
like he needs to be really in control of the aircraft in order to play the part. Like, that's not.
That's the thing.
Well, read a book. Send me a link. I don't know.
Ryan Babs is a friend of mine. He is Tom Cruise's stand-in. So he's done it for about 15 years at least.
Stop the madness. All right. Well, I have to get on the phone in 20 minutes to have a business meeting. And then...
What, this isn't a business meeting right now? I mean, who the fuck am I?
No, I know. This is a business meeting. But I'm saying I'm going to tell you this idea, but I don't know if we have time to realize the idea right now. But I want to see what you think of the idea.
Okay.
So, you know, you have told me a lot that it would be good to have another phone. Because then I can use this phone to be on Clubhouse and use the other phone to be recording myself. I also have thought I could get that done with my laptop, so I could be reading books. You know, I'm warming up to this idea of the book reading. I think it is good. I have put a lot of professional practice into my reading voice. You have a good reading voice too. Wisdom books have value. And I like the idea of making, but anyway, I haven't got a new phone, so in the meantime, I did have this idea that maybe today, maybe even in the next, we could do it for 20 minutes, but then I'd have to get on the phone and have this other business meeting. But, you know, if you're the one recording, let's say it's my voice reading a book and you're making the video and posting it on your channel. The problem with that is that it's your bald head sitting in your apartment with a disembodied voice coming through the speakers, and then that's the video that is created. So my idea is, it would only be possible if we were reading from the Tanya or another book that we share in common. But for example, if I'm going to read, I think you could try either what if you think about putting the phone on the page or holding the book to the camera and then using your 5-minute tool to clip a video. Then the video actually is a consumable clip that's just this chapter of Tanya, and the image is the words.
Yeah, you don't have to do it live on Clubhouse. I mean, I just want you to text me a link to your YouTube channel and say, "Hey, dude, I just did a 15-second short from the Tanya, from the Tao," and I'd be like, "Great, I'm going to take that link. I'm going to post it to X." But you know, you're going to have to be responsible for creating
not
content.
Even do it on Clubhouse, just read it.
We can do it live on Clubhouse because then we'll record it also into Clubhouse.
Right.
But you should spend the $50 to get a new burner phone. I can show you the Amazon. I can show you the Amazon phone that I buy, and it's literally $39.99. $39. It's on discount right now, and I just bought
What's it called?
I just bought 2 more of them. Let me find out, and then I'll text you via
Does
text.
it films video?
Yeah, it's a cutting edge phone for $39.99.
But you need a plan?
Yeah, 1 month plan for $15, and you don't put the auto renew on. So after 1 month, it'll expire, and you use that telephone number to create a new Clubhouse, create a new Instagram, create a new Snapchat, create a new YouTube, create a new what else do I use? There's other apps that require the telephone verification, but the point is, it's only $39.99 plus $15, and if you want to really start a business, you're gonna need to do it on a cell phone. So it's a very good investment for your money.
Right. I can't find the exact one that you're referring to, but I'm sure it's out there.
Yeah, I will send you the link.
All right, anyway, that was my idea. Those morons are just talking about Top Gun.
I know, but see, the thing is, you need downtime. Like, you can't just read all the time. So this is the downtime. And putting putting these people and bootlegging it is a good option for downtime. I mean, I know you don't want to bootleg, but you should bootleg these people because they're worthy of bootlegging.
Classic bootleg a moron. Daily moron bootlegging. Who's Ranks? Do you know this person? Is that you?
No.
Ranks. Andrew T. He's a brand strategist. Fascinating. I don't insta-brag. Silence is golden. I'll speak only if asked. Well, I'm asking you to say hello.
What's up?
Do you know where you are?
Yeah, I do, as a matter of fact. I'm in Germany right now. I follow you, Zach. I listen to your conversations every once in a while. I'm mostly in the audience. So.
Oh, okay. You're here from... No, I'm just always curious. Well, that's cool that you follow me. And hello, I'm happy to meet you, whoever the hell you are. Do you know about this guy, Lao Tzu, or are you familiar with the subscribepodcast.com or onlyfansnow.com? Or Adrian Dittman or the Adrian Dittman Show? Are you familiar?
That's pretty cool. No, I was just listening to you guys because since I follow you, I was a little, kind of curious, so I popped into your room. I hope you don't mind.
I'm just always curious about how people make connections on this app. I mean, to be honest with you, I feel like most of the people who I speak with on Clubhouse, I have known for years at this point. Like, I'm not really expanding my Clubhouse circle, but I'm happy to make your acquaintance.
Likewise, brother. And likewise, Lao Tzu. Interesting discussion you guys were having. So
yes, subscribe now. Call now.
What up, McZad? Good Shabbos.
Not yet. Good morning.
Good Shabbos. Good Shabbos.
But can't you still say good Shabbos, prior to Shabbos?
In Israel, they say Shabbat Shalom all day on Friday. Everybody says it. Shabbat Shalom.
Yeah, you can do what you want. I don't say it until it's Shabbos.
Well, but then you're only saying it to your family and people who see it shul.
Yeah, that's kind of the meaning of the word kadosh, holy or designated.
We're wishing you to have a good Shabbos tomorrow when it will be Shabbos.
Why will it be tomorrow?
About accepting your goodwill then.
Just remember it then and then think, oh yeah, he did wish me a good Shabbos.
I told you I'd think about it.
So we were just talking about how Zach is going to get a burner phone so he can start creating YouTube clips, reading Tanya, reading Torah, reading Talmud, reading any kind of wisdom book.
You have a new cult member.
McZed, you should join our Tal and Tanya reading group.
It's true, it is a cult.
Why don't you like hanging out with us and reading the Tanya? You're a Chabadnik.
I am not a Chabadnik.
No.
I thought you... Yeah, all right.
Chabad is a very particular strain of Hasidus.
I know. But Chabad is all I have. Look, I like the Chabad. I'm going to a Chabad.
Oh no, we were in there. I've been live streaming your room into the dumb low IQ people.
You were there, and Zach was there too, and McZad was there too, and they left me there alone.
And
You guys were just talking about Top Gun.
You?
Issa, I mean, I gotta tell you, economics is like a social science, supposedly, but primarily it's actually just math and accounting. And so when people sit there and try to play the role of an economist and they're using these technical terms and jargons, it's really meaningless. I don't know if you know that, but just FYI.
No. Economics is actually more theoretical and philosophical on what you're talking about is finance. It it does involve accounting, but accounting is not economics.
What do we got?
What do we
Anyway,
got now?
I have to get on the phone in 10 minutes, but we might as well have a room going in the Tao and Tanya House.
I wanted to see if I had the parent court.
Zach, I gotta tell you, there's no difference between houses, right? Every room is a
That's
house, every house is a room. There's no fucking difference. It's just a title. It's a
Exactly, Zach. What the hell?
Well, but I don't know about that. This is the subscribe now. Isn't this room only open to house members of the subscribe? Or no, obviously not, because they have the red ticket. But how do they find it?
nobody finds
Well, I was
anything.
pinged in here by
Nobody
Kira,
finds
damn it.
anything. Stop worrying about that. Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. Nobody finds
Listen, when you
anything.
create rooms in this app and they're on record, look at my profile. There's only like 12 recordings because this app has essentially purged all of the recordings because they don't want to pay for the storage, which is a smart thing. So there is no storage capability on this app. Only on YouTube or Instagram can you actually store.
No, but you can the replays, when you have the replays on, there is a storage in here.
Oh, I
right?
know,
Where do
but
they
I don't know
host
if you
it?
heard what I just said, but it only records like 13 rooms and then it gets purged from your profile. So there is no real storage.
Oh.
It circulates it.
And also it has a time limit as well. It's in like the length of the room as well. I think it's like 2 hours or so, and if you do 2 hours and 1 second, it just will stop recording. It will not store it.
So Ranks, where in Germany do you live? I've been wanting to go to Europe. I've never been.
Are you from Germany?
Frankfurt.
Oh, that's cool. My grandfather was from Frankfurt.
Frankfurt.
He lived in Bischofsheim am Mainz.
Oh, cool.
Frankfurt.
I've been here 5 years,
Oh, that's cool. Where are you
and
from?
I'm moving away at the end of the month. Done. Finished
Are
with
you
Germany.
German?
Where are
No,
you
no,
from?
no, absolutely not. California.
Oh, that's cool. What brought you to Germany for, what did you say, 5 years?
Yeah, 5 years. Work in the automotive industry.
Oh, interesting. BMW?
No, I work for a consulting firm. We work with various companies, but right now we're fixing the Volkswagen crisis. Hopefully it's going to solve itself, but it's not looking very good. But
Well, what's the current crisis that you were working on?
restructuring, scaling, strategizing. The company's not doing well. Layoffs. The economy's in the toilet. So there's nothing you can do about that. Geopolitical situation here in Germany is not good at all.
Yeah.
Tensions are extremely high, especially when it comes to racism. Probably what you heard
What's
yesterday
the
about
difference
the.
there. In terms of racism, from an American Californian perspective, what's the feelings like about racism?
They use the N word a lot.
I'm asking the witness, the guy from Germany.
That's the fucking Muslims, dude. That's the problem in Europe.
I want his answer, not your answers. I hear your answers every day.
Tensions are high, that's all I can say. Extremely high.
Could you unpack it a little?
No, because he's in Germany. He will get arrested.
Oh,
Make
that's
him
true.
speak.
You're not allowed to say things in Germany. I forgot that.
Yeah. You can't
So
speak
weird.
in Germany.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Well, can one
Don't
of you?
say it. Swallow first, Zach. Jesus Christ. Is that that difficult?
It's not as bad as the UK, though. The UK's the worst.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Really? It's worse in the UK.
You know, yeah, 100%. The other day I was reading about some people that are persecuted for political, let's say, incorrectness, and I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was like in Russia, there was last year, well, actually not last year because that's 2024, but in 2023, there were like, I don't know, 500 people, 800 people that were put in jail, for political persecution. And in the UK, there was like 5,000 people. It was ridiculous. So the UK actually has more political.
Bye. Bye. I'm not going through that again. Okay, so I'm going to create a new dumb low IQ clown room. Dumb low IQ people. No, dumb low IQ talk nothing. Waste time. Okay, this is dumb low IQ people talking about nothing, wasting time. I'm gonna try to find that room, and then rebroadcast it. Here we go.
You authoritarianism.
Yeah, they've never followed anyone. They're the hill people.
Are you in Zurich or are you south in Italy towards the Italian?
No, I'm in Zurich, yeah.
Beautiful. You work in finance?
No, I work in sports.
Sports.
Yeah.
How's life in Zurich?
Cold at the moment, but it's very nice. I mean, I like it. I mean, it depends on your personality, you know. Like, I don't like crazy cities, so to me, it's beautiful. It's like quiet, organized, safe, clean, super healthy, green, lakes, rivers. So I cannot really complain. I live a little bit outside of the city center, and I have a little mountain behind my building where I go for walks, and I get my raw milk, and I pet the cows and pet the chickens, and yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. This country is amazing.
I don't go to Zurich very often. I go to Geneva and I go down to Lugano quite a bit. So I don't know you're part of but hopefully I'm going to get to Bern, Zurich in the next couple, probably by April. Hopefully that's going to be nice. Zach, where are you based, by the way? Because I was following you the other day. You were talking with Ryan, who I'm connected with. You based in New York, right? With Ron? No.
Which Ryan? Boswell?
Oh, the young Ryan.
The gay guy?
I think so. I don't know.
Yeah, Ryan T. Boswell.
Yeah, I live in Portland, Maine.
Portland, Maine. Okay. And how is Portland, Maine? How is that area?
Oh, God. Did you just have an orgasm?
You know, Zach, I never knew you were from living in Portland, but that totally tracks now.
I'm not
What?
from Maine.
He's a hippie?
I'm not from Maine, McZed. I'm from D.C.
What? You were born in D.C.?
Interesting. Did you go to Chappelle's high school?
I went to high school that was renamed. I went to Woodrow Wilson High School, which is now known as Jackson Reed. They renamed it because Woodrow Wilson owned
What's the why?
something. Woodrow Wilson was a racist, and they turned it into. They named it after some black people, some black like superintendent or something.
Oh, God.
But no, I've lived in Maine for about 12 years, but I am not from here. So.
Can we, Zach, since you're the top left mod, can you deactivate the replays? I'm gonna do that. Yeah, now nobody's recording.
Yeah, you're so stupid. You're in fucking 10 other platforms.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, that's the reason why I deactivated the replays. So did you go back with your girlfriend?
Yes, I'm still with the.
God, you're such a disappointment of a man.
Come on, it's Valentine's Day. Let him enjoy himself.
Oh my God, no, Ranks. We've been talking about this relationship for 3 years. And he finally was able to leave it, and he went to Israel and had the time of his life. And now he's back, and he went back to the U.S. and
It's a pussy pocket.
He's suffering there.
Zach, do you not like your girlfriend?
No, it's very mixed. I have problems with perception of reality. Maybe the problem is within me. Maybe the only problem with my life is in my heart, and so
100%.
maybe sometimes I think I need to go to Israel, but maybe Israel is in the mind,
right?
And, so I don't know. Sometimes I think that I got the sand. I should got to go do that. I got to go dump sand on the ground. That's one of my, that's something that needs to be done. Is we got to put sand on the ground because there's snow on the ground. There's salt in the sand. You put the sand on the ground, it melts the snow.
Okay.
That's all I have to do. I have to put sand on the ground. That's just part of my life. It's just a part of my life.
Why are you living in the moment with her, though?
Well, it's very mixed. Look, it's very mixed. Everything is mixed, and
Maybe Alan Watts can give you some advice, girlfriend.
well, you're single.
There was a
Yeah,
great
so what?
version
Well,
of Cinderella, but
why
on
are you single?
Peppers and Hammerstein, and it
Because
involves
I
the
love
two
golf.
ugly
I love
sisters complaining about the prince's affection for Cinderella, and they sing a song that goes like, "Why would a fellow want a girl like her, a girl who's merely lovely? Why couldn't anyone? Can't he ever once prefer a simple girl like me?" So why do you prefer her?
I put the explanation in the chat, FYI.
Yeah, the booty peach.
The booty peach?
It's a peach bucket, meaning that, you can go to Israel, but when you come back, there's still a peach waiting for you. So it's like a pussy pocket.
Peach bucket.
It's a classic peach bucket situation.
A peach bucket.
Oh my God, Peppa's here.
Peppa's perfect for this room
Why?
because it's dumb, low IQ people talking about nothing, wasting time. Pepe's he's a doctor in that. He's been doing that for years with Mon.
Harsh.
Welcome, Peppa, to the lowest IQ room.
Yeah, we're all low IQ here.
Yeah.
Mixed definitely has the highest IQ.
I'm
Who?
super retarded.
You don't have my results.
No, Mixed, I mean, he has the highest IQ for sure out of everybody.
Because he's a
maybe
Jew.
maybe even on all of Clubhouse, I would say he's up there.
Because you're a Jew, like that, so that makes you a high IQ.
No, he's educated.
I have a doctorate.
Yeah, but not just that. I mean, you're also educated in, Judaic studies, so you got that going for you too.
Although that is technically a bachelor's. And I don't have smicha, so I'm not a rabbi. So it is proper that, like, my Jewish education is technically, credential-wise, capped at bachelor's.
It's good enough.
Oh, hi, Mike. Welcome to the lowest IQ room.
Oh, I'm gonna fit right in.
Hi, Mike. Andrew.
Oh, hey, Andrew.
How are you, brother? Good to see you.
Good
Wait,
point.
your name is Andrew, not Ranch?
What?
Good to see you too. Your PTR is a lot uglier than you are in real life.
That seems
Are you
unnecessary.
ugly, Andrew?
Yeah, my name's Andrew. My nickname's Ranks. Everybody calls me Ranks.
Are you ugly?
Mike knows.
No, he's not. He's not. That's my point.
That is Jigsaw from Punisher, right?
Wait, do you guys know each other in IRL?
Not really, but we've been on here for, and we've talked off of here, and we've been both on here since the very beginning of
You've
Clubhouse.
known
like
each
four
other long
years.
enough to send each other some nudes.
Oh.
Yeah. More importantly, more likely, it really stems from the fact that we were on Clubhouse when there was like not very many people here. It was in the very beginning, so it's just been a long time.
I thought it was new around here.
It was a whole other world back then.
That's right.
What's this one?
In philosophy, they say that the now is all important.
It's the only thing important. Like now.
The everlasting wow
Now.
is happening right now.
What?
now. Right now. Now.
Wow. Now.
Now.
Mixed, do you think there's any truth in the belief that the word God means go do? So it's an action, not a thing.
Who told you that?
No.
It only works in English.
Yeah, that only works.
Yeah, exactly. What about Dios?
It does work in English. I like that. I told you this last time.
Yeah, listen, if the nice little
Or God?
Hey, do you ever think about how a therapist,
early to rise makes you
like, when you go to see a therapist, it's actually the rapist.
Yes.
The rapist.
Every single time. Every single time.
Yeah, we all knew that, Zach.
So I filmed this video, and it was I had a lot of ants in my kitchen, so I was feeding them poison, and then I was recording them eating the poison, and then I was playing a commercial from BetterHelp Therapy. And it is the funniest video in the world because you're thinking like, oh, if I'm going to a therapist, I'm sitting there just eating their poison, killing myself. To some, anyways, the point is, it's just, I don't know,
Right.
that video just kills me.
You know, you can just clean with vinegar and the ants will not come back.
Well, I live next to a vegetable garden, and I'm pretty sure that the wooden thing in the back of my building is like infested with ants, so it's like a never-ending battle of killing ants.
See.
Yeah, I had these little black ants I couldn't get rid of. The one thing that they loved was the ant bait that was like a gel, like a clear gel that you would squirt out of a syringe. They fucking love that shit. It's the only thing they would eat.
Nice.
I had a squirrel that was eating the ant baits. It's like a cake kind of a thing, and I don't know if the squirrel died or not, but I felt bad that the squirrel was eating it. So I want to thank you all for coming to Dumb Low IQ, people talking about nothing, wasting time on Clubhouse. This is a perpetually running show. I do it every day. I record people talking about nothing, wasting their time.
That's what we do all at best.
We don't always record it.
Thank you for having us.
I'm technically trying to reverse engineer my way out of this hypnosis web trap that has been
Well,
spawned.
that's why you're so angry all the time. I get it.
Oh, you're brilliant.
You're obsessed.
No,
Thank
he's
you.
upset because he's addicted to the thing, and he's processing it with the group therapy
Yes.
that he's addicted to. That's hilarious.
I don't think I'm angry all the time. I think I'm angry sometimes, and
You have
usually
a lot of passion. I'm saying there's a lot of built-up emotional energy there. Maybe there's like guilt over being on the effort.
Yeah. Passion.
But like it makes
For
sense.
sure.
Like you're trying to get out.
for sure there is a guilt aspect to sitting here. The thing is, like, I went out last night and I saw all these people gathered. They're all co-workers, and I'm like, ugh, I'm really not working. This is really pathetic.
Have you had dates lately?
Yeah, I took a girl out on a date last night.
Oh. How did it go?
It went okay. She was a nice girl, nice, normal person. She's a teacher. I don't think she's a hardcore liberal. She was Catholic. She was Italian. She had a family. She was a nice, loving person. She was a very nice person. It was a very nice date compared to a lot of the riffraff.
Tell her about us. Do not tell her about your internet behavior.
Oh, I assure you, before I go into before I go into a relationship again, I'm gonna make all my Instagrams private, so there's no leakage.
But your Instagrams are private, aren't they?
No, they're all public. The last girl that I was dating specifically told me she was dumping me because she said there is no way I can date you. If my family or my friends saw your Instagram, they would say I'm crazy for dating you. And I'd be like,
Yeah.
I understand that.
I agree with her. completely.
Yeah, she has a point. I mean, and it's a pity, because you're a good-looking guy. You're ridiculously intelligent. You're well-spoken, but then you have this internet life, dude. It's like, what the hell? Like, you would be super attractive to date, but look at your.
Look, we all have our different shit that we're struggling with.
The thing is, I'm in control of it. I can make it private so no one can see the Instagram stuff. Now, the YouTube stuff is, a
but
little
it's
more
not
difficult.
About having it or not. It's not about.
Yeah, he can quit
It's
anytime.
about just engaging in it.
Well, that's why I have essentially competitively reframed Clubhouse into dumb, low IQ people talking about nothing, wasting time. So that way I'm able to actually really understand what I'm doing with my time, which is recording people talking about nothing. And so in that reflection of that exercise, that experience, I have to say, I mean, maybe I'm also dumb and low IQ for even
Are
being
you
here.
riding the
Edmund,
dragon, or
exactly.
is the dragon riding you?
Exactly, because you not only record us, you spend time with us. You absorb us.
Well, see, that's why I'm competitively reframing and packaging the experience.
We are all a combination of the 5 retards that we spend the most time with.
I mean,
And we are
for example,
5'7" right now.
I was laughing my ass off just a moment ago because you turned the replays off, but you failed to realize that I have multiple other clubhouse rooms recording this room and multiple YouTubes and so
we
it's
just
like
didn't want this one to stay in
I know.
Clubhouse, so
I
that
think
people
it
will
was
not
a
go
performative
and
joke.
listen to Zach. I mean, none of us care about being recorded. You know this. But I just did that because I wanted to ask Zach a very personal question. I didn't want to just stay in Clubhouse because people will find it easier. If it's on YouTube or Instagram or whatever, nobody cares.
no, it's on Clubhouse. I have multiple Clubhouse rooms recording this
Oh, yeah,
Clubhouse
you're
room.
streaming this into another room. Okay.
So that's the point is there is no privacy expectation. I mean, it's stupid. And I can understand where you don't want it tied to your profile.
Question anyway.
It's a Spider-Man meme.
The point is, Issa, when was the last time you read a book?
Oh, I actually last week I finished a book and I started another one this Tuesday.
What was it about? Economics?
No, last week stop that. No, last week I read a book that's called Letting Go, sorry, from Hawkins.
No, you just
It
watched
was a-
Frozen, you liar.
No, letting go, let it go.
I mean,
Yeah.
I gotta say, Diego is a self-taught economist and praxeologist, but I don't think he's actually read a book in many years. I've asked people many times, when was the last time you read a book? And many people say, I don't know, maybe 2005. It seems like
No,
when
I read
college
a book
ends, people stop reading.
I like reading books. Right now, I started one on Tuesday, and it's called Intimate Communion from David Data.
What about
Okay.
audiobook? Is that counts, right?
I do that too. So I put the audiobook and I open my physical book because that helps me.
Look
keep
at
the
what
pace.
T-Rob said. He said he's
that's
never read a
actually
book.
Really, I like that strategy. That's amazing.
What was the strategy?
But then you have to buy both. She said she listens to the audiobook while she's reading the physical book.
Oh,
That's a good way to do it.
isn't that how Jews
I
do it
mean-
when they do Havruta? One reads, the other speaks.
I know, but you need to buy the Audible and you need to buy the book. You need the
Well,
money.
the
Buy
thing is that
shit.
I am
That's data.
subscribed. No, because I'm subscribed to Spotify, and Spotify has got like 15 hours of audiobook.
What about reading a book out loud, recording yourself reading it, and then listening to what you read?
No, that's your thing,
That's
Edmund.
your padded cell.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta say, Nora is in a padded cell. Did you know they put Nora in a straitjacket?
Is she actually?
Yes,
in
she's
Madison?
still in a clinic today.
Wait,
Tomorrow.
really? I thought you guys were fucking around.
No, she's straight up in
Oh my
Bellevue.
God! Tomorrow
Wow.
They're
is her
reported in the
hearing.
Post.
Her hearing is tomorrow.
How do you know all this?
It's in the
Because
fucking
Abby
Post.
was.
Oh wow.
You can see the video of her. You can go to the Post website for the video of her.
So, what do you think? Like her detox has been from Clubhouse. Do you think she's still thinks she's telepathically?
girlfriend?
No, telepathically having Clubhouse conversations where she's telling her therapist, she's like, "You don't understand. I've been talking to these people on the internet for years, and they're all still waiting. I gotta get back on my phone."
I'll tell you. She is probably going through a medically administered detox that would probably benefit you as well.
So you actually think that I should dope myself up with psychiatric medications and remove myself from internet cell
What do you
phone
think
usage?
the word detox means?
Well, she's being medicated.
Exactly.
She's definitely on lithium or some other psychiatric medication.
Listen,
but
that lady
you-
needs to get right with her God. She's got all kinds of issues. In terms of you, I'm simply saying she's taking a break from Clubhouse. She doesn't have access to her phone, I would assume. And she's under medical observation, which is probably for the best. And you could probably benefit from a break, is all I'm saying. And if you're worried about your addiction and your need to go back to it, maybe do it under medical guidance. That's all I'm suggesting.
Listen to the Jew.
Well, I've been there, done that before. I'm actually doing what I want to do. I think maybe that is the big difference. But the problem is that I really didn't like what I was doing to begin with. Let alone I haven't actually submitted my complaint letter to Doge. So we'll see how that goes. Because I got to tell you, I mean, I've never gone into great detail about what I've done for the Treasury Department over the past couple of years. But let me tell you, it's all a waste of money.
What the fuck?
You're saying the Treasury Department itself is a waste of money?
No, what I'm saying, what I was doing, I mean, I was opening and closing IRS offices for many years. And guess what many of these employees at IRS offices need to do? They need to fucking clean the office. They don't need to fucking go open new offices. It's a waste of money. These are shakedown offices. They need to convert.
Okay,
Anyways.
slow down. If I understand correctly, when you say you want to write a letter to Doge, you're saying that you have a particular insight into some government waste that you would like to bring to Doge's attention.
Yes, I'm a whistleblower.
Okay, go ahead. Why not?
We all knew that.
I know, I'm gonna do it. I'm just very lazy at the moment.
You're gonna do it. It's a fucking letter. At this point, you can dictate it and tell ChatGPT to finish it and send it.
That's right.
I know, but the whole point is like, to what end? I mean, my life isn't gonna
I
change.
agree with you. I don't know why you want to send such a letter, but if you want
Your life
to, go
is in
ahead,
what?
finish it in 5 minutes, and then get back to us.
And then the other thing is, I have this lawyer and this judge downtown that have essentially debanked me. So that's very demoralizing in terms of wanting to go back to work.
Have the judge
unbanked?
Yeah. This is because
They
of-
took my checking. I can't even go back to work. This is what I don't understand about garnishment. If they're gonna do a wage garnishment, but also seize my bank accounts, like, that's next level. That's like saying you don't actually exist. We will
It's
take
saying
everything
owe
you
the
create.
Fucking money, and if you don't pay, we'll take whatever we can.
So how do you do? Where do you get your money now from? Cash? Drugs?
Do you know what they used to do in Dickensian England? They had debtors' prison, and a lot of orphans. They would say
Well, everybody
yeah,
would be in jail. Everybody would be in jail. Q, have you heard anything in the other rooms about Nora? Do you have any updates?
I try to just ignore it,
Ignore.
uh-huh.
but no, nothing. You guys know more than I do. I didn't
Yeah,
know
no.
that she was in the cabin.
I did.
Diego doesn't talk about it.
I know.
Diego's hiding
I
under the rock.
interrupted it so funny.
Yeah, but was she released from jail?
Well, she was put in
She
prison
was
for
sent to
like
Bellevue.
72 hours, 5150. This is the code for like if you're in danger
Psychiatric
of
hold.
harming yourself. Yeah, exactly. And so she's released 72 hours later, but then she was transferred to Bellevue, I think.
How
it's
did she
called.
know about the writ of habeas corpus? Because when you're being held in a 5150 in a psych holding facility, many people don't know about habeas corpus, so they just stay there for months even.
Right.
No, but it's 72 hours with the 5150 thing. I mean, if there is another problem or whatever, like she can be held for like a week and then for months or whatever. But the initial measure is supposed to be 72 hours.
Yeah, I
But
know.
then she was
It's
transferred to this. She was transferred to this mental clinic, and she's being held there in New York until I guess tomorrow when she's going to be given her sentence or whatever.
no, there's no sentence. She's gonna if she's
What's
actually
that?
being
What do you
charged or
call it?
prosecuted.
That charged. Yeah, she will be charged.
Well,
Released
anyways,
from Diego?
can we maybe send some flowers to her? Like, let's send her a Valentine's Day gift from Diego.
Palestinian.
No,
Diego
we'll
should send flowers.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Today's Valentine's.
We'll just send the flowers on his behalf.
Oh, on his behalf. Oh, that's clever.
Yeah, I saw Diego back on Clubhouse a couple of times. But like,
Oh,
2
yeah,
days ago.
he's been hanging out with us, but he doesn't say anything.
No, but okay, so here's how it was really funny. We were having some conversation. It was some topic, and it was drifting, and Diego was doing his Diego thing, sort of taking a crazy position, but defending it. And then, so here's the thing. Diego objects. He goes, oh, okay, so now we're changing the subject. We're talking about something else. I piped in, and I said, would you rather we talk about Nura? He stops in his tracks.
Yeah, and then he's like, okay, we can talk about this.
Oh my gosh. He couldn't continue, chuckled.
I have an interesting question. McZed, do you think these people on this app who hate Jews or talk about Jews all the time, do you think that they're just far away from their God?
I wouldn't say that's all that's wrong with them. Like, yeah, if a person has like a hatred towards his fellow man, he's far away from God and the vision of God. But I'd say that they're being trained to love God in this way. Someone's teaching them to love hating others.
Well, actually, you're right. So for some, especially for the Muslims, loving God is the same as hating the Jews. So through hating the Jews,
I know, but
God.
that's just because they're low IQ and dumb. I think that's really what it comes down to because they've never really fully explored the literature.
You could say that they're low IQ, but you're really just like gaslighting them from a modern, secular, enlightened perspective speaking English, right? They are entitled to their passionate, romantic, archaic version of righteous warriors and indignant victims, right? They're living in the old epics of Don Quixote with like damsels in distress and valiant knights. To them, it's romantic and passionate and righteous to hate these evil foreigners that are attacking their sacred people.
It's funny.
Yeah,
it's funny.
Living in an epic.
Yeah, it's funny, but like when the story's over and you examine their hair and you're like, oof, you should really use Head and Shoulders. You're like, you guys are neglecting a lot of important things like personal hygiene. I mean, say what you want to say about me about not working and being a piece of shit, but at least I take a shower and a bath. I go to the gym every day. I clip my nails. Like I'm taking care of myself. I mean, I'm just waiting, for the right opportunity to go back into the workforce. But the truth is, I don't think I'll ever go back in the workforce. I mean, I may. The thing is, if I have to file Chapter 13, like, why go back to a hard 40-hour-a-week job when I can just take, a low-level part-time job and do the Chapter 13 over 2 to 3 years and just, give them as little as possible by having a mediocre, job, which is local and easy to get to, and then go back to full participation after the bankruptcy's over. That's my thoughts. But the problem with the job is it's like, you don't know what you have until you lose it. I mean, working at a fucking gas station versus working in an office is difficult. I mean,
I tell you what, I actually worked in a gas station when I was younger.
Yeah, that's not a terrible job.
I worked nights and I actually really liked the job. I was by myself. It was fucking easy. It was chill. Like, I really actually, I think back sometimes, and if I could make what I make now doing that job, I would probably do that job.
Why?
I didn't take it home with me.
You think you would do that job in
And it was
downtown Compton?
Yeah, big difference.
No, I would not do that job in an unsafe area. I was working in a safe place.
But
But I mean, as far as jobs go, I think about that job as one of the ones that I really actually enjoyed. I was by myself, man, all night just doing my thing.
Mick said, why can't I set up an S corp, pay myself a salary out of the S corp, and file a Chapter 13 and let them garnish my salary from the S corp, and then fulfill the bankruptcy that way?
I guess you could.
I'm paying myself and I'm paying out. Why can't I get this bankruptcy discharged?
Yeah, I know a guy who went to jail because he set up an S corp and then fired himself and then got unemployment from himself and then never paid the unemployment back into the insurance. He went to jail for, I forget what it was, some sort of fraud.
That's funny.
Love that. That's a great idea.
It was so dumb. He's in there for 7 years. And it's like he got 1 month paid before they came and arrested him.
See, that's stupid. Why would taxpayers, pay $100,000 a year to house that fucking guy? Like, that is so stupid.
Yeah. Instead of, right, he was going to steal money from us anyway through the unemployment insurance that he was trying to, sign up for. And now he still steals money from us. Now he gets it for 7 years instead of however long he was going to get it as unemployment.
I know.
dirtbag.
So this is what I don't understand about pieces of shit on this app that like Marshall Rankin, who hate Elon Musk, and he claims that he's having unqualified people going into these agencies and ripping out fraud, waste, and abuse. These are the most unpatriotic pieces of shit in the world. When you see what these agencies are spending money on, it's so ghastly and stupid and devious and fraudulent. They're just it basically it's the education department where they're creating these, training seminars and training curriculum for federal employees and spending millions of dollars on DEI and LGBTQ education. I mean, thank God this has happened.
Sending money to my country to do sex change.
This is insane. See, this is the problem with the agencies, where when Congress allocates the money, the agency has discretion to spend the money on whatever it is that they can think up and pass it out to special interest relationships. It is so fraudulent and so shadowy and hidden and so despicable and disgusting that anybody who is against what is happening now is anti-American, because this country is $40 trillion in debt.
And I agree with that sentiment, anti-American. I think that people like Marshall, their issue is that they desire political power for themselves. For the rest of us, we just desire a functional republic that exists for a while. We don't want it to destroy and die.
And it may already be destroyed. It may already be dying, because if you look at the charts, if they don't drastically increase revenue and decrease spending, I mean, theoretically it can just go forever, because we can have, essentially it will become Weimar Republic, trillion, if the interest on the debt becomes 2 trillion a year, 3 trillion a year, it just keeps going. It can go forever. And shit does roll downhill. But when we are spending fake money on bullshit programs, which is really just, here's a bunch of free money, anyways, that's the problem. I mean, it's what we're spending the money on is a scam. It's a fraud. And honestly, I want to see arrests. I want to see arrests as soon as possible for a lot of this fraudulent activities. And until Trump starts arresting people and doing public show trials and doing exactly what they did to him, he is not being savage enough. These people have to be ruthlessly savaged, in my opinion.
Someone should make a scam movie on the topic.
Who could that? Who could do that?
Just go to scammovie.com. I mean, but anyways, yeah. I agree with what James said.
I do know that Donald Trump, his legacy does depend on if he acts or not. If he does nothing and he lets these people get away with it, he will not be remembered as a good president. He will be remembered as a bad one.
Yeah, I mean, when you see USAID employees and Democrats like Maxine Waters, did you see what Maxine Waters said to Chairman Powell the other day? She doesn't know anything. She absolutely has no clue. First of all, anything that Chairman Powell says is extremely interesting, because he literally is the Wizard of Oz. And he makes very just short, brief comments about tools and leverages and mechanisms, and then he always defers to Congress. And it's funny because it's like you can see how rational conservatives actually don't disrespect or dislike Chairman Powell, let alone even bankers in the current environment of stupid people. So it's like the criticism of the Federal Reserve is gone for the most part. But people like Maxine Waters have no idea essentially what the Federal Reserve is, what banking institutions are. She only gives a fuck about how much money she's gonna make and how much her fucking daughter is gonna make. I mean, these are just short-term, low IQ, dumb people, and the fact that they keep getting reelected is unbelievable. So I don't know, like maybe in some ways, basically it goes back to what George Carlin said. He says, your politicians don't suck, you suck. The public sucks because these people come from the public. So that's what's happening is we have an incredible deficit of education and intelligence in this country. We have been dumbed down with McDonald's and television and everything else, where, again, that's why I say you gotta go back to books. There's no other way to essentially solve the problem until we actually have a high level of education and intelligence where we are no longer subject to racial identity politics.
And what you just said goes back to another room that we had last night where we were talking about term limits, and I was trying to explain to people that term limits are a bad idea. Congress is not the problem. We are the problem. The problem is not that we get to elect people and make mistakes. The problem is that we continue to make the mistakes. We have to not do this as the voters, and that's the only way to solve it. Trying to limit Congress does not do anything except limit what me and you as the voters can pick into the future. It limits who we can choose to lead us.
Well, let me just step in and say all
Are you trying to like goad us into saying no limitations for Congress?
There should be no term limits of Congress. There should be not. No. There's none for federal agencies. There's none for federal agency positions, et cetera, et cetera. So if you limit Congress, you're limiting yourself. You vote for that. You don't vote for the other stuff. You only vote for the people in Congress, in Senate, and as the president. For to limit them is to limit you, not them.
So you want the same Congress forever?
That's not what he said.
You get to vote. If the people are voting for the same Congress forever, I'm sorry, but that is the will of the people, and that is exactly what I believe in.
Same with the president.
Yes, if the will of the people, that's democracy. Are you not part of democracy? Do you not believe in a republic? Do you believe in an autocratic system? Because I do not.
James, I like what you said the other day. You said, "Sir, you have forgotten that you are a citizen in a republic. You have forgotten the way of the republic," and that's really the problem. Is people no longer have that perspective.
No, look, I agree with that, right? Because if everyone votes for the same people, yeah, it makes sense, right? That's what the people want.
I love democracy. The
Yeah.
majority should always be
The
ruling over the
Republic.
minority.
Let me just say, all communication is hypnosis.
Oh, where did he hear that from?
I don't know. I must have hypnotized him. Yeah, so thus, this is why I have essentially rebranded Clubhouse as the dumb low IQ talking app where people waste time and talk about nothing. And I can easily go to another room right now and give you a sample of your fellow Americans talking about absolutely nothing.
Let's play a game. Go to another room, and we will bet on how soon until we hear smoke detector.
Okay, I'm going to take you into the Gestalt house. This is the philosophy of religion.
Rationality. Like you're
Just give it 30
assessing
seconds.
in terms of how well you do in these prisoners' dilemmas, then, it sounds like I'm gonna get to tell you, like, these weird cases where, like, the most rational being is some, like, idiot weirdo who has, like, an unanalyzable mind.
I think that perhaps what I'd have to say then is that
This is a fellow
these
Yiddishkeit,
supernatural
Sam.
agents are only going to cooperate with legible beings. And if you try to
No,
set,
they are legible, right?
no, but they're tricking them. They're lying about their legibility. They appear legible, but they're not.
I mean, the point is, you put in the mix of these super aliens someone who appears as a super alien.
Okay, that's just a 30-second sample of people talking about nothing. Now let me take you into the Section 8 housing project. This is Valentine's Day in the ghetto.
Yeah, go to a ghetto.
Why y'all so quiet at Valentine's Day? Y'all don't got no Valentine's.
They ain't got no Valentine's.
Y'all don't got no Valentine's.
They don't got no niggas.
Y'all don't got no Valentine's.
This is why Maxine Waters continually gets elected.
Look, Keontae really ass. She got too many of them.
I mean, Valentine's Day is not really just a question.
Nigga started an argument with him yesterday. Said they taking all the gifts back.
This shit ain't gonna work.
So do you think if we keep and did you hear the beep at the end there? Do you think if we keep sending money to, educate this group of people, do you think we're going to have different results if we just spend more and more and more? Education! Gotta spend more on education!
There was a room the other night about it's more of a culture issue because you can spend only so much, right? Before it becomes just a money sink, right? It's like a culture issue.
Okay, let me take you to chillism. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. This is a meditation, everyone. This is chillism. I give you
I don't
chillism.
want to process
We're
any
using
of that.
education to teach math, English,
I
science.
reject all PDA, even if I'm not participating in it. I don't want to see other people's
This is
PDA
gonna sound
either.
crazy, but education should be 12 years focusing on civics and your duty as a republic and your duty as a citizen in that republic, how to pay taxes, how to look, read legislation. That's what education should be, is to teach you how to be the best citizen possible, not the best worker. Then we can fix it.
That's a good point.
That's re-education. And you know, the Democrats were threatening to send MAGAites to re-education camps, and I got to tell you, I think we should follow through with that and actually institute re-education American patriotic facilities in every major city. And if you want to come to one of our re-education schools, we will pay for it, and we will even give you a bonus when you complete and prove via YouTube that you are an actual productive, loving American again, not dedicated to racial identity politics, cultural Marxism, and subversion and being stupid.
Yeah, identity politics is stupid for shit.
I would go to a re-education camp.
Abby, I got a room about you. Shuki was going crazy about you. It was awesome. It was so awesome. He was going crazy about you. He hates you and Diogenes with a passion. It was awesome. Awesome. It's a 20-minute rant screaming at M. Kapara about you.
Yeah,
Fucking
I
hates
just
you.
believe the revamping of the education department is critical. There's no reason that, everybody should be taught an equality of mathematics and blah, 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 when 99.9% of the stuff that you're going to do in workforce is not going to deal with it at all. So you should be taught, since everybody's going to be working in retail, I mean, let's be honest,